Okay.
Welcome back. Grabbing all those items real quick. The blue meanie is going to be begging for that book.
Who's begging? I was offered a book.
This is true.
What?
Okay, so build the bottom.
Still got
I just
poke
turned
fun
it on
at me a
and
little
didn't
bit.
even know.
Do it again.
I know my demise is coming.
Yeah, this Sunday, if I can get back in time.
I know, I'm fucking scared.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm borrowing Alex's laptop to play today.
Nice.
So, I might need this to just set up really quick, but I'll be paying attention.
So you're borrowing whose laptop?
Alex's?
I'm sorry, whose?
Alex's
Your
husband?
yeah.
There it is.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Motherfucker.
I'll drink to that. Hold on, let me crack this.
Oh my
I'll
god,
drink
y'all
to
make
that.
me want to drink.
You're not drinking?
No, I was trying
Are
to be
you
good and
okay?
pay attention and
Are
shit.
you okay? Rain,
Oh my
are you
God.
alright?
Congratulations again.
Thank you very much. I was trying to pay attention to today's game and cause I don't remember jack shit.
And that's gonna change now?
Wow. You know what? Fine, fuck y'all. Go get a drink.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me twice.
Yeah, I did. I did actually.
No, you didn't. I'll be right back. I'm actually gonna get a drink. Fuck this.
Alright. Who has a lot of legendary?
Hey, so guys, I dipped out to. Did we hear back from Jin or?
Unfortunately, not. Moving forward.
Yeah, we'll get him caught up later.
One day. One day. I'll keep my eyes on him. I know he's super busy with Final Fantasy right now anyway.
It's an addiction.
Well, somebody's got to run the Hotan nights. Alright, so you should be able to see a handout that I just posted, the Dragon Menagerie,
Yep.
which has all the items up for debate.
I mean, one of them is literally 4 wizards, so like.
How many do we get to pick?
He's willing to part with one of them so far. Depends. There are some.
Oh, I thought. Oh, I misunderstood.
It's a debate. He's not gonna just hand everything over. Some of them are extraordinarily dangerous. I would definitely.
Well, that key is really cool.
I would definitely say about 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah.
As long as you don't
We
biff the chit chats with him. Obviously, the spell bottle with the cataclysm's not going anywhere.
Okay, I got a drink, y'all.
I don't know. I think I can sweet talk this dragon into giving that cataclysm.
You're not getting a cataclysm.
I'm gonna take a cataclysm and 1 spell scroll of summon Tarask, please. Thank you.
Oh, he's asking so nicely.
But you gotta stick your hand into this portable hole while holding a portable hole.
I will not. Instead, I'll just take the scroll and the yeah. Thanks.
Modify memory.
I forgot. Yeah, right. You want to give me the spell scroll?
You were saying you were giving me the spell scroll. Yes. Yes. Then he pushes.
Do we still lose? Is Talos still missing in action?
I believe he just stepped away for a moment.
Oh, that cataclysm spell bottle is cool. And the empty hiding, taking someone else's spell, that's cool too.
They're all fun items. I'm sure you can see why Modar's nips up for the Grimoire Infinitus.
Please.
Alright, so recap. After just leaving Unso, you had initially taken some time to get used to your airship, get everyone on board, and start traveling once more. On the way to the monastery that Zuri had originally marked out, as well as going to collect some of the remaining weapons that had still eluded you, as you had the gold runestone, as well as knew where the green runestone weapon was, you had spotted an oddity in the midst of your troubles. A castle that had been aloft in the sky, one that seemed to have been sundered by war. It's definitely incomplete, but you managed to take note as well, as from these areas, the silver dragon had drifted through the clouds, eyeing your ship for a brief moment, and taking some time to estimate what your ship was doing, realizing that you didn't have any weapons on it, had chosen to leave your ship alone. After returning back to this location, you decided to investigate this floating fortress, realizing that the reason why no one had really noticed it before is that underneath has illusionary clouds that constantly drift underneath it, giving it just the appearance of just a common cumulus cloud. After touching down into this lofty, cavernous castle, you had started exploring the main entrance way back over here, where you'd left your ship, and had started immediately running into various undead, frost giants, and even hearing the shuffling of zombies and seeing a few zombie kobolds and such as you had fought your way past the main entrance with the frost giants themselves, sending the skeletons finally to an eternal rest, using Rotonopar to pull the hateful magic and spiteful souls from the bones so that they might not get back up once again. Releasing the zombie kobolds to be, well, hippogriff food, a better word, as all the various nests that fill one of the main courtyards there, just before the main overhangs and the guard turret. And then after seeing that a good portion of the hippogriffs had left, having to deal with only a few, collecting a few more pieces, you proceeded into one of the main promenades just before an area where, obviously, the head of the giants that had resided over this castle had lived. Realizing that one section was closed off by a stone-shaped spell, where it had used wall of stone and stone shaping to seal off the sector, you had taken a moment after dealing with the angry zombie frost giants to break a hole open and realized that someone had been living here for some time. It didn't seem decorative in the manner of a giant, like magnificent size, but someone more of a humanoid size, a smaller, medium kind of creature. Proceeding through, you saw that there was the menagerie that he had collected over the years, as well as a magnificent garden that proceeded in the main courtyard just after, with an enormous hole that led down, as well as what seemed to be a dragonwort tree, that of silver leaf and vein. Realizing this, you kind of got a very heavy hint as to what you were dealing with. And after entering into the main chamber, seeing a silver dragon sitting on a lofty sum of gold, platinum, and silver, you also had taken note of Firnan, the Jotun, who had seemingly refused to die fully and now sleeps in his mighty throne, awaiting the day that he would hear the call of Amon to awaken him, as you were informed by the...
So the Emperor of Man himself?
Pretty much. He awaits the call of the god Amon, well, you would know, especially being a hunter, that especially following the ordning, the only one who is highest amongst the ranks is the titanic god Amon, who had birthed the giant race. And that they await his call for the day that, well, when Jotunheim throws its gates open again and the giants can march on the material plane once more, is not likely, as you know full well, that historically Amon has seemingly abandoned them for some reason, and there has not been any sign of the god Amon in many a year. So here he lies dormant and sleeping, with the silver dragon watching over his throne, making sure none are foolish enough to antagonize the sleeping Jotun warrior. Keep in mind, the Jotun, small token, he stands about 50 feet tall.
Who's the dragon?
The Jotun.
Oh.
Firnan. So,
Sleeping one.
yeah. So basically, you're like the size
You
of
don't
his
want
pinky toe. At the same time, you do see that it's the very classic, like, relaxed back in the chair, but, you know, the one hand on the maul as he kind of slumbers in his throne sat back. You can tell that there's been quite a few years that he's been up here. Some frost, but you can still see the ember-like glows from his hammer that refuse to let anything really fully freeze over. And then we come back to Fravronth, the Silver Dragon, the protector of the sky, as he's called himself. Had a brief conversation discussing the menagerie. He'd be willing to let probably 1 or 2 items go, you know, especially with the fact that he and a few other of the Dragon Council have kept an eye on your group. They obviously don't interfere immensely, as obviously being longer-lived beings is considered unwise to really mess with the matters of the humanoid cultures, unless a significant situation is happening in which they have been stemming and ebbing the tide as best as they can, as far as you have been informed.
Okay, so how did we get to being offered item?
It was a mention from Modar, no less, of the collective menagerie that he has.
Oh. Hi.
As he
Yes, can I please have book? I would like to look at your library. Yes, please. Thank you.
I do have a fine collection that is readily available. The book I would be more than happy out of my hands, as it is a useful tome. I would imagine you have other desires aside from just the Grimoire Infinitus.
Yeah, that crown's pretty badass.
Jin already has a +3 sword, right? His
Yeah,
sword is
he's
the
got it.
red weapon is
Yes,
okay.
he has Batalist.
Yeah, that's out, and the ability that it gives is basically what he gives standard.
Well, save advantage on effects of all spells is huge. That's very, very good, but it's only 10 feet, and we're usually much more spread out than that.
Yeah, combats have gotten kind of big.
Now, if he was level 7, maybe when he's level 17, we come back, and he can rally armies and do that, and, like, lead the charge. That'll be like a later game thing when we're actually fighting the Blood War. I say later game like we're not level fucking 11.
That's true. Things are
What's cap?
20.
I mean,
Oh, so I'm more than halfway there.
Yeah. But
well,
are reaching a pretty
not more
significant
than
step.
halfway there with XP, unfortunately. XP requirements go way up.
Alright,
Kill big shit.
they become titanic.
Dang. Okay.
That's what this dragon is for. We're gonna kill it.
Oh no.
The protector of the sky, dead by our hands. No.
That would
probably
not work out well in our favor.
I could only imagine how it would feel to have an entire Dragon Council on your ass.
I mean,
No. Don't
don't
you
get me
dare.
excited.
Don't you dare.
Weapons out, so daggers out
Oh,
too,
Lord.
maybe, since we don't really have...
Who's already got a crazy dagger? We don't
Yeah.
need to amp that man up more.
Sorry.
I did that mask is particularly interesting. Could you tell us a little bit more about it? I've never seen its like before.
His voice, Modar's voice has changed. I don't know what to
He hit
who. I don't know
puberty?
who this is. I don't know. He became nerdier and worse somehow.
I like it. I like that.
It's the air.
Alright.
It's not as
Roll
much
with it.
argon in this area.
Yeah.
Right,
I
right.
sound less like Ku, which is good.
That makes us sad, but go on.
So yeah, that mask, it seemed to have a draconic shaped scale. I noticed some beautiful etching into the wood around the base of the scales. What kind of material is it made from?
Well, that would be with the essence of the Dragon Queen, Tiamat. But
My eyes bug out of my head.
That piece is one of the only remaining ones. 2 of the other 5 were permanently destroyed or disposed of.
I lay claim to it.
What's good with that crown?
Well, for the crown is a old piece of history. A dwarven empire that had collapsed long ago when stemming the tide of many of the abyssal creatures that were surging forth. The king fell in a massive tide, and we managed to preserve his history as best as we could. That item was one of the last remaining stands he had. Along with that, the sword he held aloft, defending his people.
That's really cool. This is gonna be hard to pick one thing.
Do we have to pick?
Yes, how many would you be comfortable parting with?
I've already claimed one.
We are a somewhat of a large group, and we represent a larger group of those who wish to help and do well.
Wow, he's putting it on thick.
I don't have my lawyer suit on, but you know, I'm
Strikes
doing
me
the pose.
very smarmy.
Wait, hold on, here we go. As he puts like the hand through Jin's back and starts puppeting him.
Oh God, yeah.
I forgot you're like a bureaucrat.
hmm
Actual lawyer.
hmm
Oh, I feel like you said that with such disdain.
Just a paper pusher, dude. Yeah. Like I'll stand in front of a court and lecture, but like my main job is building evidence,
Oh,
No,
you
build
really
that
are a
case.
paper pusher.
building that case, baby, putting that shit together. I'll sit in the courtroom, absolutely. I'll bring the case against somebody, but I'm not persuasive enough to convince a jury. Got that? Oh, I guess I have a +6. I'm okay.
As for the mask, I'm willing to part with it. It is a piece of history that has thankfully mostly been forgotten, and I feel its use is, well, better off in your hands. It's not a malignant item like some of those pieces.
I am humbled by your generosity, and I can assure you it will be used in a war against evil.
That was a good line.
What's good with that crown, bro?
Hey, yo, dog. Tell me about that crown, though.
Resistance to psychic and saving throws on the charm effects.
I'm sorry, where are you all seeing these descriptions?
It's in the handout at the top of the sheet called Dragon Menagerie.
Oh,
He just
thank
showed
you,
it on your
thank
screen.
you.
Charm has personally fucked us many times.
Yes, you can
Agreed.
tell. This dwarven king has had to deal with abyssal and mind flayer creatures all the time. I would ask if you are to take the crown that you make one promise.
And what's that?
Make sure it's either returned to a safe haven upon its disuse, or returned to one of the council, if you can find one.
Do you have any hints where the council is?
We've traveled around many areas. Some have been keeping eye on King Snore. If you were to travel further north toward the border again, there would be a mountain range. Point to the map real quick.
No, it took me so long to load this map. Oh god.
I'm sorry, friend.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Ah.
Hello?
So,
The boy himself?
Oh,
The man, the myth,
oh
the
my
legend?
God, brother, you live.
Well, allegedly. Does he speak?
Brother, it's been so long.
Brother, help me here.
Buddy?
He sleepwalked in.
Buddy?
He came to see the family.
Is it Mac root, bro? One day we'll hear that beautiful voice again.
Finn, speak to us. Come back. Oh wait, Fellows, go online on Discord so that we can so that everybody is under their ranger color.
Oh, am I not?
You appear offline on Discord. So
Really?
you show up under the offlines. At least for me.
How do I make myself look like
Hiding
I'm online?
body.
It's the little bubble underneath your name in the bottom left corner of your Discord window. It'll probably be like a little gray circle with a hole in the middle. Just click that and then click online.
Boop.
Nice. Wait, why isn't the fuck?
What happened? Wait,
Just to fuck.
am I not?
No, you're online, but Green Ranger didn't appear separate to the other one.
Aw.
Here we go. Bam. I said bam.
Bam.
I don't think it works that way.
Shut up.
This isn't TV, you know.
As for one of the council sections that you can meet would be in between, just a little south of Nalidus. So I'll put a marker there.
Well, I guess on our way back, we can see if it's there.
Could I have one of these daggers?
I mean, shoot, I'll gladly bring us back afterwards.
Would
Bring
you be
back where?
would you be willing to part with a few more pieces if we were able to do this?
Here we go.
What?
Our cleric friend.
Generosity, aren't you?
What were you thinking of particular that you might return afterwards?
Well, our friend here is looking for looking at one of those knives. They are quite beautiful.
I really like that Rakdos right knife. Is that something I can use?
Sure. Almost every class can use daggers.
Yeah, as long as you attune to it.
Okay.
Is that more than the dragon is currently willing to give us? The 4?
You do see a bit of concern, especially for the Rakdos right now.
Because he's dangerous. Hmm.
That
Yeah. Are you reading that thing?
that is the very item that had beckoned Pilgrim into this world.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh dear.
If you were to take this, you would be in danger between becoming a target between many of the devils that would seek to use its power.
Scheiße.
It could aid you, possibly. Well, That is at your discretion.
Not.
You already at ends with plenty of creatures because of what weapons and runes you carry anyway.
Yeah, totally. You're right. Why invite more trouble?
While the dagger is within 5 feet of you, your dreams are haunted by whispers from the trapped souls.
I did see that, yes.
Fine print.
I did want to point out that, like, my cleric's always drunk, though. She doesn't really dream. She's KO'd. But, I don't know.
You drink yourself to sleep every single night? Is that canon?
I'm sad. Yeah, I'm a very
Oh my
sad
god,
person,
dude.
let me tell you.
Right needs a hug.
Yeah. Rain needs an intervention, y'all.
Put that beer down. If I don't
She
drink, the
hurries
voices come
away.
back. What the fuck?
This is the first.
I think I'm gonna stick to my heartbreaker and pass on that dagger.
And not be haunted by the souls of your weapon.
I
Yeah,
that's
know,
good.
gosh.
that sucks.
I feel like it's, missing out on such an opportunity, but
Take it from the guy whose sword's trying to take control of him. It's not a good deal.
I mean, you seem fine.
Yeah.
Just multi-class into paladin and take the sword, the other sword that this guy's offering.
What happened?
I said just dip a single level, multi-class into paladin, and take this sword. Easy.
The longsword?
Depends.
Yeah, it requires attunement by a paladin, so right now he wouldn't be able to take it.
I see.
And it's
I'm
not
okay.
as good as our paladin's weapon.
Yeah, I'll pass. I think I like my weapon anyway. I feel like Heartbreaker is like my soulmate.
Your bread and butter.
My bread and butter.
Your heart and breaker.
Not as good sitting here as a paladin. Wow, you're right. But I don't know. I don't think I've ever used a sword before. Are y'all like waiting on me?
No, we're just all kind of talking it out. You were thinking out loud, so I think people were waiting for you.
Yeah, people hashing it out.
Yeah, Jin's sword that we were talking about it before you got here, but your sword is already better. You have a awakened runestone weapon, which is just straight up better in every way.
Penth is a sentient weapon?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What in the ever flying fuck? Wow.
They exist.
I think I'm good without.
It's in the
Strike me as
handout,
fucking
Jin, at the
crazy.
top. Dragon's Menagerie. All it does is it's a sentient weapon, and it creates a 10-foot aura that gives advantage on saving throws for you and your allies. But it's only 10 feet, and almost everybody is usually farther away from you than that.
It can also give you dark vision and understanding Elvish, but I don't know if you have that problem.
Wow, really?
I'm a
Yeah, you
fucking
guys
elf,
speak Elvish all the time.
Yeah.
and we always have dark vision.
See?
Yeah.
My God.
And his
That's
charisma
always
is
that.
probably better than an 18 already, so this is not going
I
to do
think I'm
anything
alright.
for you.
I'll be
Think down the
alright.
line,
I'm
I'm
gonna
just
stick
gonna
to my
look at my
heartbreaker.
look at my sword and just call it useless and drop it
What? Why?
because it's already got useless fucking things to it when it got stronger. Dark vision
Oh.
and saving throws for people that are near me. Nobody's ever near me.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the menagerie, so that's just, if you don't want it, you don't need to take it.
I don't want to take it.
We're currently discussing, so I guess we've settled on the 3 items that we do want to ask for, which is
So
the
we're
book,
picking
the
and
mask,
choosing?
and the crown. Well, yeah, we have to negotiate with this silver dragon. Oh, so there's a silver dragon. We're negotiating with it. We're in a flying sky fortress.
Of course we are.
They have a treasure hoard that we're trying to get stuff from.
Takes the spell block with a cataclysm. Goes to visit Shishipaniki. Motherfucker!
Well, that's not a bad idea to get to the temple.
May I ask if anyone took the key?
The outside bathrooms too.
We have Ku, who gets in every door, and if not, we just kind of like break every door down.
I mean,
I-
have you never
I
run
don't-
into an unbreakable door? It could be.
We
I
have.
would agree with our cleric.
We have yet to find a door that's gotten in our way.
Oh, well.
I
I mean,
Yeah.
a warhammer is sort of like a key.
And we have
That's
Ku,
hilarious.
who can get everywhere.
Well, Ku's not here right now, so
We're not using it right now.
He's in the boat.
what boat?
The boat,
Our
our flying
airship?
airship that we've had.
Oh,
It's
With
right
the
here.
rest of our NPCs?
wait, that's where Ku is?
Yeah, keep it watching the boat.
No, it's just.
Why the fuck is
it's
Modar
just-
here?
What do you mean?
Yikes.
Because there's a fucking dangerous ass shit, and the best defense is a good offense. As an abjuration
key.
wizard.
Oh, all right, fine. I'd like the key if possible, but
Would you be willing to part
I'm
with
okay
the?
with-
Would you be willing to part with the key, oh great silver dragon, as well, on top of the other 3 items?
I could make a persuasion check to give a detailed and broken down list of all the situations that I think the key would help us out in.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a persuasion at advantage.
I will take that advantage.
Eh.
Rain. Killing it. Never mind.
yes. Wahaha.
I rolled a 4 and a 7, so
I'd like
What
to
does
say
it take to get these things to Exalted? Because only Exalted, I think, is this key really worth it.
For that, you're not entirely sure. You might have to take some finagling to figure that out.
I'm so happy. Yeah. I think I'm really lucky.
But with that, Rain, Modar's making the point, but you quickly chime in, especially without Ku at the current circumstance of presence. Might have to divide your forces at some point.
Mhm.
I think you could make use of the key. Just be sure not to let it slip your grasp. In the wrong hands, that could open some very dangerous doors for people.
I understand. I'll sleep with it between my tits.
but door in the right hands. Hey-o.
A chastity belt was never more in danger.
Oh god. Modar's chastity belt is actually protected with an arcane lock spell.
Don't worry, it's got the knock
Arcane.
Does the key have knock? I didn't read the
It
whole
actually
key.
has
I
knock
saw
on
that
the
it.
awakened part.
Oh my god. I didn't read all the way through it because I was like, oh, it's for unlocking stuff. I don't care.
Also, exalted dimension door.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, key.
Wait, so how do you get it to an exalted stage?
We're not sure. We don't know.
Okay, we have to figure
We'll
it out.
probably
Okay.
we'll probably have to quest or something like that, like
So,
specific
may I-
ingredients.
Add it to my bag.
We don't even know if we're getting any of this yet.
Come on. Listen, I'm talking to the dragon. I'm trying to be persuasive and friendly here.
That was a
Not
25.
pocket the
She
silver
rolled a
dragon.
19.
With that,
Well, they can try.
Yeah.
So,
Frolvroth will nod. And I think that would be the most adequate of items amongst your group. The rest can remain.
We'll put it to good use. Emphasis on good.
I'm sure you will.
How about what?
This is on use.
So with that, he will meander past all of you for a moment. As he goes to open up the menagerie and get the select items for you. You can see that they actually do shift down into what seems to be almost like an Eladrin form for their humanoid shape. Specifically having an amulet for all the various arcane locks. And we'll open up the displays for you. Between the crown, the green dragon mask, the grimoire infinitus, as well as the key.
I fucking snatched that book.
Oh, that key looks so cool.
Ramus sees him snatch it, shoots him a look.
What?
We don't antagonize unless necessary.
Really?
What do you mean? I was just taking it. And it's entirely kind and cordial.
You see all those sparkling gems on the front of it.
It's so pretty. My eyes are like giant, like saucers. Flipping through, just looking at all the spells and all the magical formula.
It is some very archaic formula, one that you've rarely gotten the chance to see. Extraordinarily well kept. Not a single fucking bit of dust. The metal bindings, the fucking jeweled facetings, as well as the soft red velveteen on the front.
Does it have anything in it other than what's described in the text? Like, does it was, this is passed through many hands, does it have, like, notes or anything other than what's described in it, or is it only spells?
With that, you do see there is one curious arcane writing at the back of it.
Ooh.
Which, there it is. So, obviously from the huge swath of the arcane writings that you see there is one other spell that has been distinctly set from the others.
Can I make a thing to add to my backpack for the crown then?
Yes, you can.
You should be able to drag and drop it right from the compendium.
From
the little eye tab on Roll20.
Oh.
Because Josh has all of the everything on Roll20, apparently.
I have a good majority. As of one or two books that I have not gotten around to getting.
Nope, not in there.
So
The Grimoire was. Fuck.
Then you are a stinky liar. No.
It's me.
No, not in there.
I'm sorry. Blade of what now?
9th level spell as well as an 8th level spell. One is Blade of Disaster, and then the other one is Mighty Fortress.
There's also a 7th level spell. The 7th level spell is Nut in My Pants. Oh my god.
But yes, those spells are there when you are capable of casting them.
One day. 9th level spell. One day.
Yes, the Blade of Disaster is probably one of the most devastating spells that you've ever seen. Not exactly the most candid of abilities, but definitely some of the most terrifying. Ezrain has this wonderful new key that you can almost feel like a soft hum of energy to this rain. Even though it's not fully awakened, it's still kind of sitting in a dormant state. You can still
Nice.
feel that soft pulse of arcane energy from it. She's gonna get into all of the liquor cabinets now, Jin. You can't stop her.
Yup. Try to lock me out. That's what it was, y'all. I wasn't even looking for this key to actually fight no evil. I was looking to get the alcohol cabinet.
So, with a bit of a smile, the Eladrin form with the long silver hair, kind of looking over all of you, is a bit off-putting and offsetting as you see the kind of like shock silver hair along with the very deep silver eyes. And, well, to form Eladrin clothing, very long robe-esque with the arms kind of being partially covered. Oh god, everyone's crafting spells. But, with that, I assume that is all that you've come for, unless I do apologize that it is part of my hold of the rest of the treasure.
I'd like to thank him, like, sincerely.
I would also. Mine is much more formal.
Well, mine's more formal. I was gonna bow.
Oh,
Mine is recited in triplicate, actually, and I give him a written copy of my thank you afterwards.
I give him an IOU to my firstborn.
Yes.
Fight me, bro.
is that what you want to do with him?
Puts us no. Alright then.
You don't want this smoke, kid.
Time for some more wrestling.
Oh,
Let's go.
I beat you as Aiden, I'll do it again. Gauntlet thrown.
Oh, is that one of the fangs from the... Wait, where did he get that dragon fang? Because we have Son of Dagon teeth.
Isn't it from the black dragon that killed Zuri?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
I'd like to give a very stern look at my brother, like, don't start shit.
You know not all dragons are related to each other, right? That's kind of like...
That's so specious. Gosh.
I love that Modar and Rain are constantly at each other's throats, but whenever anyone else says something, they're both like, "What up? What are you saying, stupid?"
What a fucking
Word.
punk. He'll put his arm down.
Gosh.
I heard about you getting rid of the black dragon. Well, from the sounds of it, I'm sorry that you lost a friend in the process.
Can't have been that good of a friend.
Oh, that self-burn.
Wow.
The self-burn.
Could I, like, you know, hold on to his arm and kind of pull him back?
No, I think he's like talking with the dragon. He's not trying to like be like, "Hey."
It would probably take some divines to find exactly who it is connected to, but I'm sure if you go to the council, they might be able to assist you, or even one of the wizards. You can see, gives you a soft smile, Jin. I would be.
And then slowly touches your butt.
Oh, what the fuck? I would be more than happy to.
You ever seen that movie Shrek?
Wow. So we outies or
I ask actually, since I might as well, since he did us this favor, I ask, is there anything he needs of us that's not like super out of our way?
I do not have any favors to ask of you, you know. Though if I think of any that would be pertinent to your path, I'm sure I could find a way to get a message to you.
Cool.
The
Oh,
please go.
Go ahead.
The assistance of the Dragon Council is much appreciated, and we offer as a show of our gratitude. And yes, in perpetuity, we would be happy to help at a later date, of course.
Of course.
so we roll out?
Autobots!
One
I transform
question.
into a plane.
I've got one question though.
Mhm.
Pravranth, before we go, what is the dragon's stance on this war between the demons and the devils?
I really thought you were gonna ask him what is the Riddle of Steel.
God damn.
Two questions. No.
We hold no love for those who come from the After realm. They have been banished there for a reason. And the fact that they would even ebb the abyss to flow over from the Underdark and push upward, it just threatens the very balance of life itself. We seek to push them back to the gates that they belong to. But obviously doing this alone is not an easy task. There are many wards, gates, and other creatures that we keep silent. If we can aid you when the time comes, we will be there.
And you have our word that we will do the same.
Any help is appreciated, and you've already given us plenty of it.
Do be careful. I would imagine you'd be going towards the old monastery that has been converted.
Anything you could tell us about that would be amazing. Going in blind isn't exactly what I was trained to do.
Well, if you wish to stir up quite the nest of fighters and wyvern riders, that would be the location to go. They have some cavalry, and they've managed to hold the corner closest to Shishipaniki and Beluzo, as well as Otren, though refusing to push in seems to be their marking point, the edge of the border that they refuse to budge on, and they have a commander to match, known as the Red Mountain, Earth Ganassi. Served the king previously, though his mental stability is far gone. It was
Oh, great, we're gonna have to fight this guy, aren't we?
It was unfortunate, as he was the very reason that the monastery was taken over. would not frown on Smundo. But for his actions, I don't believe they would recognize him as a full leader if it wasn't for the fact that he is one of the remaining anchor points in the front of holding that plot of land closest to the castle.
So you're saying we weaken him, we have less to worry about from everybody else around?
Yes. He's the one turning everyone away from their borders. It would alleviate some pressure.
Well, sounds like a plan.
As for the castle, I've had to avoid it a few times in my flight. The Wyvern riders are quite diligent. I have taken note that a few passers-by, Shishipiniki has not fared well against them. They have very well-trained archers guarding the turret at all times. And I am sorry to say that, unfortunately, the predecessors and the original owners have been either strung up with the rest of the soldiers as a demonstration or executed.
Damn.
Yes. That mountain is a dangerous one.
Better to approach on foot then.
Might be your best idea. Still keeping some cover.
Do you know if there's any risks on the ground? Well, I'm sure there's always a risk, but anything that's really worth planning for?
Well, you can see it takes a moment to think, because obviously he couldn't get exactly close without becoming a threat himself in some form or another. Aside from the various archers there, I've seen once or twice regiments of cavalry heading out to various front lines, but would not imagine that they would be able to return quickly. Especially if they're on the war fronts. The only thing I would definitely recommend is if you can go unseen approaching on foot, stick by that.
I mean, we all have some form. Everybody in some way or another can pass without a trace.
Other than that, the only other person there that I've seen their tools working on the warfield. Strange device, a very loud one. Like a smaller cannon, but seems to have various properties that they load into it. Maybe a smaller form of an arcane cannon, but more portable.
Oh. You know what could use a portable arcane cannon? Our airship.
Provided our airship doesn't get shot
That'd
by
be
a portable
kind of
arcane cannon.
cool.
We'll get there.
We could land somewhere outside of its range and then go and steal it.
If it's one thing we're good at, is taking shit.
Taking names and kicking ass.
Thank you again, Master Fravelant.
Yes, greatly appreciated.
Winds be at your back, friends. The council will watch.
Sweet. Let's break out.
Sweet.
Rangers, let's bounce.
So, which way are we going? Is God gonna pick us up and put us on the airship, or what's up?
I'll pick you up and put you on the airship.
Thank you.
And we took an exhausting journey back through the castle to regret.
Exactly.
Ooh, I'm tired.
Let's say we did it, but not really.
I mean, it is a long stretch to be all the way back there.
This is like the biggest, I feel like, expanse we've been in, map-wise, other than like underground cavern type spots.
Yeah, for Sky Fortress, definitely.
Right? Place is humongous.
Back to Griffins and Invincible.
I don't see no coup.
He's cooking.
Oh,
He's cooking.
That's the first time
wow.
I actually heard
Have you not gotten any sleep?
that. Alright. So, returning back, you do see that some look a little on edge. Not too warily, but especially after seeing the distant fight between you and the giant skeletons. They've seen occasional shuffling. Dia, as well as Paul Gain, who mentioned there was once or twice we saw like a zombie kobold walking around. Was the whole fortress full like that?
Not
Zombie
really.
kobolds? There were zombie frost giants.
I'm very glad I stayed in the ship.
All right, we have a course. We have the next set of our journey.
Very well, then we should set out immediately.
So, what was it? A monastery that we're going to?
We're going to Zuri's monastery, and then we're
Yeah.
going into the
Former.
desert because former monastery, and we're going to look for the green rune stone, or the green rune stone, or the green weapon near the desert.
It would be the green weapon.
Is this for Thalos?
Weapon. We already have the runestone.
Right. So it's the
Well-
weapon. Yeah.
We're going to the temple first to get the golden gauntlets for you, and then we're
Hell
heading
yeah.
then we're heading south for the green weapon.
And then there's
And then maybe the blue later.
Yeah.
Golden
because that's gonna be
freaking
in
gauntlets.
super enemy territory. So
That's gonna be so badass.
You can see why. That's the reason.
Yeah, we're avoiding
It's
Shisha
very-
Panik until a little bit later.
That makes sense. I was gonna say it's very Yang-like, you know, Ruby style.
Yes, baby.
All right, let's go.
Oh.
Hey, are we like close to our tavern?
Unfortunately not. As you see where Umdek, Dorum, and Mernis are, this intersection here is where your tavern has been set.
Oh, okay.
Thankfully, a little setback from the war lines, though. They're kind of getting pushed in.
how long would that take us to get by air?
By air, because you're basically at the midpoint here, because you stopped off just to go there. Wouldn't take you very long to get over there. Drop by.
It's still only been like 2 weeks, right?
We should give it a little bit to
Yeah.
like really get going.
Yeah, 'cause they still
We also have kind of like time presses. Pelgrim ain't waiting around for us to power up and Lamaze around with the fucking
To get our
tavern
money.
goers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not side questing like an RPG.
And I'll say Modar doesn't know about the thing, so he doesn't want to waste fucking time. So that's my character's
That's true.
position.
He doesn't know about the rapier.
I don't have any care about. Well, he doesn't know about the rapier, but he doesn't care about the tavern. Now, if you get him to write the legal lettering to insure it, maybe we can talk.
How do you get him in? Well, legal tender.
We just let him write a
point,
document
that's
and tell
not
him we're going to
bad.
submit it.
At some point, that's not a bad idea, actually.
When we do eventually go back. But I think we should press on, at least for the moment. That's my vote.
Yeah, more adventure.
Yeah, let's keep running. Let's go.
So this Zuri, he was mentioned a little earlier. A close friend of yours. We're heading to his hometown. Or
On your business call.
I am merely attempting to ascertain our heading.
Right.
Ziri was one of the original defenders that traveled with us. He lost his life in a quest we were sent on by Pelgrim the demon, who betrayed us. He led us into a trap against a black dragon, and Ziri paid for it with his life.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Before Ziri died, he told us that his temple had been overrun. We will seek to avenge both Ziri and the monks that serve there.
Very well.
Now you're caught up.
Go. I cut you off, Josh. You were about to say something.
Oh no, I was just describing the travel. That was fine.
Do we get travel music or some Final Fantasy airship?
My computer's
music?
gonna explode. Oh god, here it comes.
God.
We don't need it.
I pre-muted Discord. You're good.
Let's see.
We don't actually need the travel music. But let's see what we're gonna get.
I never understood the obsession with the chocobo music, and now I get it. I get it now. It's all you listen to when you're just running around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just in every single Final Fantasy game. So
It's
you don't
insane.
really have a choice. So if you don't know it, you will very quickly.
Hell
Oh yeah, Josh started a new character when May and I got into it. So we all have
Oh, you play
characters.
14 also?
I started literally this just past week. I've played like 20 hours across 3 days.
John's got like a guild or whatever.
yeah. A Hotel Knights.
Oh, yeah. I just don't want to pay for it.
I wish I had known that you were interested. There was a sale going on for the longest. The full game that you can buy it was 60% off.
I mean, he knows damn well he could have asked me to get it for him.
Yeah,
The
but I still gotta pay for it.
sub is really
It's
expensive.
$12
Unless you're
a
gonna
month.
commit to it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, the commitment to that, you know?
I'm gonna do this for the next 6 months of my life and then never play it again.
Why? Before that 6 months is the new expansion, and then you have a whole lot more to do.
See, but then my life actually
then you have
ends
to
because
buy
I never stop.
Expansion.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the point. I mean, you should just come to my server
John,
and just
no,
enjoy
John.
it with me.
I mean,
Wow,
I
you
think
hear
I
those
think that's what he was saying.
sounds?
I think we're in your server.
Mateus.
We're on. Yeah.
That's it.
Oh shit! Then join my fucking free company.
Can
thought
I
you-
do that as
I
a
thought you were
trial?
Marvel.
No, I'm in Mateus.
Ah!
Are we really gonna put the dead ass Rangers in 14?
Josh, I'll pay for your server transfer.
I will make.
I
Aiden.
Zuri makes one.
Actually, I'm gonna
reference.
make Zuri. Anyway.
Why don't you make Aiden Modar the Mage?
Do you want to hear the coolest fun fact?
You gotta fucking stop
Precursor to the
moving it,
Delacroix twins came from Final Fantasy XIV when Sam started playing 2.0 with me. We both had twins there.
Oh.
Technically, my character would be like a
Lore.
Dark Knight, wouldn't he? But I don't want to tank.
Yeah. Yeah. it's-
You could do something more like.
My option would be like Dragoon.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dragoon. You could do Lancer and just like pretend that it's a sword.
No.
And
That's the same thing as a dragoon.
as the DM, I come in as Pelgrim.
No, banned.
Fuck.
So a rogue?
Yes.
That'd be cool. You can make Pilgrim in this game. You'd be a Lalafell.
Cringe.
I am a Lalafell. Don't cringe at me.
Cringe.
Cringe. But, cringe aside. I mean, I was a Lalafell fucking long ago anyway.
Cringe.
You're damn right. So, sailing forth through the sky, you start to see that the weather takes a turn for the worst as you're starting to get closer to the destination that you were informed of. And especially for the current circumstance, you can even see Paul Gain is kind of hurt. He's like, this doesn't seem very normal. There was supposed to be clear skies going through from what we were seeing. If anyone would like to roll me an Arcana check, go ahead.
Ooh. Fuck, I crit killed. A goddamn 1, I have a +9.
Cringe.
Stop. No.
Welcome to my world when they're like, you're a hunter and you have a survival check. Oh, here's a crit 1.
So,
You
Ramus
forgot
was
how to
lucky.
hunt.
Modar, you're not entirely sure, especially since this is a different plane of existence. You know.
This could be normal. I have no frame of reference.
Ramus, you've seen this before, but on a scale this large is fairly impressive. Somebody is casting almost like a permanent form of control weather around this area. You can even see that as you start to get closer, the stormy weather, lightning starts to streak and arc across the sky, almost threateningly close, as well as there's the winds themselves are basically threatening to force the ship itself off course, just because of how heavy they're starting to get.
Can we go? How high is this clouds? Can we go above it or?
Unfortunately, not with the current airship.
Shit, so we have to land, don't we?
Or I could try something. I'm an abjuration wizard. If you explain that this is magical, I can attempt to dispel it. Because is it just one magical? It's like a huge one. It's an 8th level spell, but is it just one spell as far as Gramus can tell?
As far as he could tell, like so previously, this seems way too big to be like one thing or person. Though you do see in the distance occasionally with these streaks of lightning a tower not far off.
On the ground or in the air?
On the ground.
Could you can we make anything out about it?
With the back set of the current storm setting, the best that you could see. Go ahead and roll me a perception, actually.
Oh, now I roll a 14.
You do see a mix of what seems like a luminous blue light and one window that has a particular green light as well. You assume that somebody might be casting this from an object or having it constantly maintained from an object inside the tower itself. Especially studying this for a moment, you do see that there are small buildings outside, kind of like the village, but looks like they've been tattered, torn down, burned. And you can see a few banners and wisping cloths hanging off of the side of this main tower here. Especially with the backdrop of the clouds, it's really hard to really get a solid picture on this other than the few colors that you can make from the distance right now. But as you do watch, you do see one or two flying creatures circling around top of the tower.
That's worrisome and upsetting.
Definitely of a low
I
size.
I relay this to everyone as I'm seeing it.
What is around that tower?
It seems to be 2 flying creatures.
Are they
How large can we
are
see
they
them?
bird-like, dragon-like, hippogriff-like?
Definitely
What's the
leathery
vague
wings.
outline?
Are we close enough to me to use heightened senses to try and see them?
I was just gonna ask how many limbs as well.
So, for that, go ahead and give me one more set of perception, as well as for those trying to discern what they are, a nature as well.
Does this storm make me roll normal or
It would still be at normal, yeah. Just because,
perception and what else? Nature?
yes, just because with the shadowy distance, it's not exactly easy to get a full bead on what this is.
Can't see shit.
How far exactly away is it?
I left my glasses in the other the other airship. Ahem.
So, for this, it seems to be extending out quite a bit from the tower itself. You could tell it goes further. As you traveled further in, it got more threatening. It seems to be about 5 miles around this tower. But you're within a mile itself.
Does it look like it's easier from the ground from here? Can we go further or
It definitely looks a lot easier on the ground. If you were to fully approach on the ship itself, it would be fairly obvious, even though...
if we go lower, can we get closer or are we going to get spotted? Like, it doesn't matter.
You could definitely try, if you want to try and conceal it, and Paul Gain will try and ease you in as close as possible.
Maybe not risk it.
Do we have anything that would be able to conceal the ship to aid him? I don't think I have any invisibility spells that cover enough, like, area.
You know that Paul Gain is at least an experienced sailor. He's used to going with kind of low visibility situations. Maybe a fog cloud would be...
I asked his opinion about it. I explained I want to try and get lower to get a little bit closer, but I'm not like a ship navigator or anything like that, so I asked his opinion if he thinks he can pull it off without getting us caught, or should we not risk it, because I don't want to destroy our ship now or him.
I could definitely try get us a little bit closer. I would need a few people calling out for the treetops just to make sure that we aren't fully seen. Probably get about a half mile in, though after that I would imagine it's not a great idea to approach a fortress.
But does he think it's worth the risk, or...
Well, I mean, being a sailor, I would say that it wouldn't be worth the risk at all, but I'm definitely not a fighter. I would say going on foot, probably for your sake, yes.
Well, I trust his opinion, and I think if he thinks it's not worth the risk, then we go on foot. But we're a majority rules kind of place, so...
I agree we should go on foot. More chance of us to stay in shadows that way.
Yeah, I'm down for that too.
Does the trip count as a short rest, or how long were we on here?
For that, it would definitely count as a short rest for what you've currently done. You could try and, well, you could pretty much aim for a long rest if you prefer, before going in there.
I'm just asking because then I can pop out another shadow. So I'm asking
I
whatever.
mean, if
Or shadow demon.
we would
Let's
be
let-
waiting here to try and rest under the storm.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I'm fine going in without my max level spell, if it means not waiting around here.
All right, so yeah, maybe we try and rest somewhere where it's less shitty.
All right. Take it back out towards. We're not under the 5-mile extension.
Wait a second, guys. Like, quick question. If the storm is here, is that providing cover for us? Like, would we have an easier time, do you think, landing and, like, getting past, like, any of their lookouts with the storm here? On a clear day, we might be seen, descending from the sky.
I would normally agree with you, but we know that it's a magically created storm and it's probably originating from that tower, which means that their defenses can almost definitely accommodate for the weather. That's
So
my
you-
thought, at least.
So you think we should land outside of the storm?
If we are desperate to rest, then that's what we should do. If we want to go in, I think we shouldn't wait and we should just fucking go for it.
We should land and go.
Yeah. It should be one or the other. We should land outside and rest, or land inside and go for it. But I don't want to land under and rest. That seems like asking for them to attack us while we're unable to fully defend ourselves because of the storm.
How large is the perimeter of the storm?
5
Like, how
miles.
far out from the tower?
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
can hike that. I say we land outside, get a full night's rest, and then make our way in across the 5 miles on foot. That's my
Sounds
vote.
good with me.
All right.
Alrighty. So, easy enough to course back out for a brief time. Find a open field that doesn't look like anyone's really traveled through. You can see out in the distance what looks like various battle lines that have been drawn between Smundo Bluruzo as well as Otren and the other, like, Shishupaniki as well. But as this thinner section thankfully seems to be out of the main draw, as obviously this is a more war-torn section that's going on right now. Ku will cook up another feast for the night.
When everybody is like ready to rest, I will gather them on the top deck at Cass Lehman's tiny hut. Well, I pick a spell to activate as I attune to my book. Oh, everybody here wears armor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll hold on to the
I'm
bracers
wearing
for
armor.
right now.
He's naked. He doffs and dons.
Yeah, I gotta
Remember-
get rid of the.
Remember this,
the-
Aiden. I'm a paladin, not a palahor.
Yay! I can hear you.
Whoop, whoop.
Great line, by the way.
Thank you.
And I miss you. I miss you, man.
Romance is cool. It's not frowned upon in here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Goddamn right. So, obviously, posting up, keeping watch for some others that are going into the tiny hut for comfort. Ku doesn't seem too worried about it. Even goes off the ship for a time to collect whatever he can out in the wilderness. You do see occasionally there are larger marching lines, but none that seem to.
Oh, I'm still in the map.
I'm as well still looking at the map.
Me 3.
Oh, okay.
Because I just have that where it is right now.
I thought it was just me the way you were describing things. I was like, I don't see any of this.
You do see occasional few marching lines going by. They don't seem to really consider your ship a threat, especially for the fact that you're not outfitted for war per se. You don't have any weapons on it. They even see like Paul Gain is like mostly the one kind of walking around, and I would imagine Modar kind of keeps his bubble kind of blended like the ship a little, unless you want to keep it like a different color.
No, it would definitely be disguised to look like, you know how you can make something look like it has texture. It looks kind of like a tarp covering like some cargo that's just tied down on the main deck. Like there are designs of what looks like rope tying down across the top of it.
Nice. So it's just extra cargo. You can tell that some of them, like, you know, keep a wary eye on Paul Gain, but he seems like fairly, nervous and scared enough of the soldiers that they just kind of dismiss the ship overall. Just assume that, as Nira and a few others of the hulking ladies kind of there as part of the crew. But able to keep a low profile. So with that, you're...
Tiny hut, it's amazing, and it's a ritual.
Yes, for free. So, thankfully, that does pass the night. You can see that the weather is still going fairly rough, but those who are kind of marching along have passed on now and gone off to their distant battle lines. Come early morning, the rain still persists. It seems to start to get to a more frigid point, like the weather has grown cold even though there's still streaks of lightning. You can tell that Ku has come back with a few items for breakfast, as well as what seems to be kind of like wild pheasant and other small bird in game. But you can see that Nira and everyone else, Artress, kind of looks a little bit nervous. Ku seems everly, unmindful for the situation. So are we going with you? Nira kind of looks to the rest.
What do you guys think? Do you think the ship needs to be held, or are we taking our NPCs with us?
I mean, what could go wrong from
What?
leaving them here to protect the ship?
They don't got legs.
I mean, I've never had a problem leaving people behind before.
Yeah, we can tell.
Wow, just fucking wow.
God damn.
What? They don't need to come. They're obviously weird. What do you mean?
Moving on.
Basically, are we taking Nira and Ku? That's really it.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Modar's voting no. He doesn't understand why people less competent would come.
Wait, why would we be leaving them behind?
Just to
Simply
watch
Keep the
the
airship safe.
Yeah, because you did have soldiers and such passing by.
Okay, what about Dia and Aratris?
I don't think Eritris is, after her last couple of performances, I don't know if she's up for it.
I'm just saying, if we don't take them out, we're never gonna get them trained up. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I did give Eritris more than once the option to basically run our pub. Because she was like,
Wow.
yeah, combat. And then she went down immediately like 3 times.
Listen,
Not everyone could be Superman.
I'm just saying, we should give. Well, once again, if we don't train them or if we don't bring them out, they're not gonna level. They're not gonna do anything. But we are gonna need some backup.
Out of
Right,
character,
it's
last time we left people, they got kidnapped. So,
Well, you were also being
True,
pursued
but-
at the same time.
And we also didn't have an airship that we're trying to keep.
We had
if
a
we lose
regular
his
ship.
airship, we're fucked. I feel like
Okay.
maybe Nira and Crew makes sense. They're both capable.
Yeah, but Nira and Ku were both capable when they got kidnapped.
Yeah, Ku
Okay.
escaped and came to us.
All right. Fair enough.
All right.
I don't know.
That's true.
Do we? So what we need then is a way to communicate with those on the boat even after we've left, right?
Effectively.
All right.
Yeah.
Then
You got walkie-talkies?
who would be the most useful person for me to be able to contact in a moment of crisis? The captain or
Yeah.
Nira? She's quite big.
Yeah, but she's not so great with
Wow.
the talkie-talk.
You said it,
I-
not me.
She does punchy punch.
Possibly bring her with us because she's
Hank?
a bladed.
Oh, I can do up to 8 creatures. I
tornado.
misread the spell. All right, yeah, I'll link the 5 of us with Nira, Ku, and the driver's name always escapes me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You don't have
Ball
to
game.
get Nira. I'd say.
I can do
Gia,
up to 8. Oh, Dia over Nira. Okay.
Yeah. Especially
Alright,
since
then
I
those
think
are the
Nira
8.
would come with us.
All right.
I'm good with that.
She's
So
gonna
we
go
can
with
all
me.
communicate telepathically for an hour.
Alright.
That's really cool.
So if we need a quick escape, we can call a ride. Anybody here can't now.
How
I'm
far
just
is the range
saying-
on this?
But as part of casting the spell, I have to crack an empty eggshell and sprinkle you with eggshells.
What the fuck?
It's part of the spell components, pieces of eggshells.
You're weird. You're weird, you are.
Wow. I mean, I guess if it works, man, just fucking sprinkle. Sprinkle.
Yeah, I
Sprinkle
sprinkle.
that shit. All right, so who's coming with us, or who's staying, or are they all staying?
Let's just take Nira and leave Dia and Ku. Because they're relatively
Dia
they have
capable?
brains. They have brains in their heads.
That's a compliment to Ku.
I have 4.
Of course you do.
Okay.
Not all of them are in his head though. He's got some in jars in his pockets.
This
Oh
doesn't
my.
seem like a place we want him to get in trouble anyway.
Becky
Yeah.
and Franklin, as he pulls like 2 heads off of soldiers that you have no clue where the fuck he got them from.
He's got shrunken heads?
No, recent, fresh heads.
Oh, that's worse.
Ew. Ew.
Soldiers like from the people that passed? Oh my.
Don't judge.
But now they're
Wow.
gonna be mad at us. They're gonna come
As
looking.
we walk around as genocide machines.
Oh god. I'm not a genocide
We're
machine.
a scourge on this earth.
Y'all are crazy. Modar's gonna join the demon side.
I dare you.
Then he'd have to fight us.
You won't. You
He
won't.
really said that intimidating though. She said, "I dare you.
I'd fucking win.
Go ahead."
I'll break you in
Josh,
half.
change the campaign. Let me play against all of them.
Alright, secondary
Yo.
campaign. Evil, let's go.
Oh,
I will. I run 4
oh.
characters in the anti-party,
Fuck.
trying to outdo you guys.
that's actually a wicked idea.
Aiden is the leader of the Shishipaniki.
Oh no.
Oh,
He's the religious.
Zari never died. He faked his death.
He came back as a revenant.
That would
bitch.
that would devastate Jin completely if
I
Ziri
think it would
was like.
devastate
she's
all of
pretty-
us.
Write down his note.
My
Bring
goodness.
back Zuri.
Oh God.
The thing is, you wrote out any possibility of Zari coming back as a revenant or anything.
I don't know. What if that dragon was like an interdimensional being that dragged him under the water and just brought him to another plane of existence?
Oh my god, he vomited Zari's 2 failed death save ass into a stasis
Was
ward
there
or
a
something.
body?
Why
There
we're
was
setting
not.
up our own demise with this? Like we're giving Josh plot armor. Like, how can we screw them over?
Mmm.
Does this make us masochistic?
Yes.
Need help? Did
100%.
you see what he was posting in the
Get
chat
ourselves
earlier
killed.
today? Did you see those horrific multi-limbed monsters?
They were
I did.
so
Yeah.
scary. So scary.
Really cool short film. You all should watch it.
100%.
No, thank you. No,
yeah,
thank you.
yeah, hard pass. That
Was
would be
that
in my
good?
nightmares for months.
For real.
Psycho, excellent film.
It is. It's really good.
Anyway, D&D.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So everyone's staying. We're taking Nira with us. You telepathically linked up.
Yep. 5th level
Does this
spells,
mean
dog.
we hear everybody's thoughts going all
No.
at the same time, or how does this work?
Communication.
Yeah, it's the same as talking. You can communicate by reaching out. It's basically like gaining a muscle you didn't have before.
Cool beans. Thank you.
Flex your thought muscle.
Also,
Muscle.
since we're going to Zuri's temple, Nira's the only one out of them who has any sort of connection to him.
That's true.
Does she?
She was
she
one of,
almost
yeah,
killed
she
him. She almost killed him that one time.
We picked her up like level 3.
Yeah, she belted your guys' asses real fucking hard early game.
she was the
Yeah.
giant in
I
rusted
blocked
armor
that
that we
memory out.
He's that bird guy whose ass I kicked right after I knocked the rest of you out, right?
Right.
Traveled around with us.
Yes. Was she the one that swatted me out of the air, or was that the spellcaster?
No,
No,
she
that
definitely
was-
is the one who swatted your ass out.
Yeah, I was like,
She was a fucking brick, dude. She just fucking slogged everyone straight out of the sky.
I just want people to remember the reason why that fight started was because Ramus decided to fucking shoot a crossbow into an old man.
Who turned out
What?
to be a really shitty person.
It's
Listen, it was without question, without merit or reason. It was just like, oh, old man near that bad guys, shoot him. Like
Dude,
he didn't even
geriatric
like
Hitler.
converse
You
with us.
started that shit?
And
Oh
we
my
got an
goodness.
NPC, and he turned out to be a really shitty person.
So I guess, all's well that ends well.
But did he turn out shitty because you shot him? Like, I feel like I'd be shitty
No,
to you if
we
you shot
said
me.
he was like
That's so true.
he was like
No,
the
he was gonna
slave
sell those
master.
kids, yeah.
But was he
Yeah,
always
He
going to
was
sell
gonna
those
sell the
kids?
kids, but he was
Yes,
just
that
near
was
the
his-
people that was trying to sell the kids.
No, that was his job.
Is this where we picked up that kid Haven or something?
Yeah.
A little bit
No.
later we did, yeah.
A little bit later.
Okay.
This is where we actually came across Nira, and instead of fighting her, we kind of bribed her with money, like more money.
Oh.
Well, she got abandoned, and then we were like, these guys don't care about you, and we don't have to kill you.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's true.
It might have been a bit more begging on our part, but yeah.
It
Yeah.
really wasn't. It was more like, hey, I've got coin. You've got no one to pay you. And she was like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah, that was
Few
really the
adventures
tone. She
later,
just
and a
went,
cheap
oh, I
clap
guess.
later, she's with us.
Yeah. She never left.
All right, well then let's clap those cheeks in the direction of the tower.
That's why she stayed.
What the fuck?
Ramus is clapping them cheeks.
That was
Came
a
for the money, she stayed for the cheek clapping.
Snoo.
I'm in hell. Modar's in hell. His fate, he's blushing a bright purple.
Oh, that's hysterical. That is. I would like to say that Rain is enjoying Motor's discomfort.
Of course she is.
Goddamn right. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Hey, quick question. How low can Griffins fly?
You go.
I mean, if you want to keep them like low to the ground, you can have them fly like 10 feet with comfortable space. The only difficulty is like weaving between trees so you don't just get belted in the fucking face.
Oh yeah, how thick is the forest? That's another good question. Like, how difficult is the trip overland there?
Overland, especially since it's been raining all night and it's starting to get colder, it's starting to get to that point of fairly muddy. So it would slow you down probably half speed in some sections. So flying doesn't seem like a bad prospect. There's still a good amount of forest that's surrounding the, well, what's left of the monastery. You can tell from what you saw within that mile previously that a lot of the buildings outside, if they're not being used for stables, seem to have been disused or scorched.
Well, Ramus pulls his wings out and hovers instead of walking.
All right. Dallas clicks his boots together and starts to hover in the air as well. But the fact is, I'm just saying, like, what do you think if we take like 2 or 3 griffins, and like double up on them, and that way, because what Modar said is we've only got 1 hour of communication. We got 5 miles to cover. I'm just wondering if we should do it on Griffin back.
I can get behind that. That
We
is a
don't
very good point.
necessarily need to double up because I can fly. Jin can summon invincible.
Yeah, there are only 2 of us that need we would only need to take 1 Griffin, because Rain and I could share.
We've also got Nira.
Oh, so we'd need 2 Griffins minimum.
Muscle Bay.
So, yeah.
Don't think sharing anything with my sister. I still don't trust you.
That's fair.
Well, if we can
Beyond the fact that we share a 10-foot radius sleeping space every night
Yeah, but
in
you're
my
still that
magically
stabbable
protected
range.
dome.
if we can
Yeah,
keep
true.
ourselves, if we can keep ourselves tight, I can lay pass without trace. If we can keep within 30 feet of each other.
Is it day or night? Or is it like
It's-
dark in this?
It's day, but it's still dark at this current circumstance because the
Okay.
rain clouds just seem to refuse to cease. The only light you can really see seems to be in the distance, like a single bead of light that shines down into the tower.
Oh, sweet. So it's dim or dark light. I already have passed without a trace. Thank you for making me slightly OP with the
Don't say it. Don't say it.
with the the side effect of not always being in control.
It's all the glory I need.
It's a trade-off, you know. Some cool skills for my sanity and
Possible
body
fucking
autonomy.
self-destruction.
Ramus, you find that all of your companions suddenly seem somewhat more tasty to you as you draw your sword.
It's time to eat.
Nah, well, we got a giant eyeball, so that helped a little.
Also true.
It did.
So what do you think? The 2 Griffin solution? Me and Modar can mount up, and then like Rain and Nira can mount up. And the rest of you can. I mean, unless you're using like a once a day thing, Ramus. In which case, I don't know if you want to like actually use it up.
No, it's cool.
Okay.
You didn't really. It's just wings. It's a bonus action to activate it. You know.
Oh, sweet. Friggin' sweet.
Josh, question. Phantom Steed only summons a horse-like creature, right? It can only do ground creatures. Right?
Correct, but we just reflavored it anyway since you guys got Griffins.
Word. Alright, I'm down with the 2 Griffin plan if Jin and Ramus can still travel.
Yeah. I can motherfucking fly.
If it's dim enough and you've already got Pass Without Trace, then we'll keep Jin close to the 2 Griffins, and I'll pass Cast Without Trace there. And if you don't mind taking like lead scout.
Yeah. Me and my shadows, I can have them go ahead because they can communicate back to me. They can like play point.
Damn.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll me your stealths as a large group of my friends.
Everybody roll stealth.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yeah, we have plus 10.
Wow.
Yikes.
Seriously?
Invincible is like the most visible thing ever, suddenly, for some reason.
Well, I mean, glowy horse. Slightly.
More glowy than average today, I guess.
Wow. We're
I
just
mean, to be
bumbling
fair, it's a
along.
16
bumbling
and a
along.
19.
And we get plus 10, so
So we've got 12, 12, 17, 22, and 29.
Thank God you've
What are you
got
talking about
past.
12?
We get +10 because everybody has a +2 because of
Yeah,
past
I didn't roll a
traits.
2. The first number is the right one. I didn't.
No, you
I
have
didn't mean to roll
disadvantage
that
because you're wearing
advantage.
heavy armor, right?
Really?
Yep, that is a thing.
That's why it rolls disadvantage for you.
Well, maybe it wasn't invincible. That was the one that's fine. Maybe I'm just glowing.
Right. Invincible got the 19. You jank.
Oh, Invincible got the 19.
So can he like crouch down on the horse then?
With that, thankfully, because this was a group roll, and Pass Without a Trace definitely saved your asses on this part. Thankfully,
My horse is amazing.
Thankfully, the majority you were able to approach largely unnoticed, especially with the magics misting over you. You do get feedback from your shadows, Ramus, that there is quite a significant force of soldiers inside. Inside is also brightly illuminated, as well as the other circumstance of that there seems to be a wealth of magic being used, as there is also wyvern riders and, well, cavalry. Thankfully, that's no longer a matter, as they were heading out in the other direction. But you do take note from their other report that there seems to be a multitude of archers, and the inside of this monastery seems rather open towards the center, as there's bright luminous light towards the middle.
Crap.
You can tell that the way that they've been manipulating the weather is that they're basically the eye of the storm, where everything here is peachy keen and fine, and they still get sunlight, but anything on the exterior is getting either frosted over or weathered by rain. You could tell that if you were to stay in this weather pretty much for an extended period of time, you would probably need to start making constitution saving throws or start taking exhaustion levels just because of the cold alone. But especially being closer, you can tell that you're able to get up towards the base of the tower fairly easily. I'll bump you guys over to the main map here for a moment. I think I need to quickly dot down the illumination real quick. May take a moment to load, as you are able to get up right to the base of it, essentially, with that roll, and avoid the archers and the turrets up above.
Hey guys, I'm sorry, I do have to go. There's some things that need handling here. Feel free to pick up and play Modar. Anybody? I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. Hope everything's all right, man.
Yeah, no, it's just I'm here for a wedding, and it's like, oh god, last minute things.
That's fair.
So
I mean,
gotta go get ready.
we can call it here if you like.
No, please feel free
I'm
to
okay
keep
with
going.
that.
That's not
I
bad.
really don't want to be the end of the session.
No,
No, it's good. It's a lot for me to absorb at the moment, anyway, sir.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm okay
I'm
with
sorry.
putting it here. Don't be. This is a great place to pause, I think.
yeah, because this
Yeah, we
is
just
this
got
is
me back too, so let's not try to overload me.
yeah, this is a
Pardon.
very large combat section.
Word. Okay.
I'll
well,
love to do it on my real PC.
All right. Well, it's good
Sweet.
reuniting, guys.
All right.
Very
Well,
much
Hey,
so.
is everybody
Same.
down for 2 weeks from now, the 3rd? September 3rd?
Yep.
Friday, September 3rd?
Actually, I am, because that's my long weekend.
Perfect.
Bet.
So
I am not going to be able to,
Let's see.
but anyone
Let's see if we might be going to a movie.
can character.
all right.
Oh,
Oh,
wait, the 3rd is,
alrighty.
yeah, kind of iffy, because we might be going to a movie, me and Kenny.
That's fair. So
Okay, so
obviously
let's
still up for
just,
discussion.
say the week after then.
The 10th.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
yeah, 10
Okay.
sounds good.
All right.
Yes,
the
sir.
10th, then.
Okay.
Expect
Good
the
night,
big
guys.
combat.
Sorry again.
Nice.
Have a great night, y'all.
Have
Don't
fun.
worry.
Well, hey, enjoy the wedding, man.
Right.
Peace.
Thanks.
Yeah, same. Enjoy the wedding. Bye.
Au revoir.
Later.
Reunited.
And
And it feels
so
so
good.
Josh, so you're going to make a character on Mateus?
Hell yeah. I might as well do it right now before my next game.
All right, cool. Then
Yeah,
I
so-
could shoot you an invite.
Also, you guys can see the map fine? Or
Yeah.
Yes. Well, actually, I mean, I've got darkness here, but I haven't
Actually-
scrolled in yet.
I wanna-
Oh, yeah.
That's busy.
Absolutely.
Wait, yeah, I can see it. I had to like zoom out.
Let me make a bright light at this center here, and then let you guys
It's
look
a large
in.
vertical map, right?
Now
Yeah.
that all you guys are literally on it, it makes me want to play, but I still don't want to pay for it. I'm so overpaying for subs. I'm ready to cancel my ESO Plus after the end of this X pack.
All right, and
Well, this
then
one is full of great story and everything. I kind of regret going back to WoW because I missed out on so much in this game, man. I just finished the story for this expansion. It was just so fucking good.
Yeah, and I have to catch up. I have so many. I have to like buy them. I still only have base.
just
Well, then let me know. I can get you the complete set.
How much is that?
They were selling it for cheap. What was it, Josh? Before they were selling for like $30, like the whole thing.
the whole thing was for like $20.
Oh damn.
Yeah, Square Enix is a lot more like
Generous,
reasonable.
liking. They welcoming to their fan base. Congratulatory.
Yeah.
Actually good.
I love Square Enix.
You know what's funny is that somebody did a graph of when Final Fantasy 14 started with 1.0 and where it lined up with World